rotation, though, is leaving the warning area right now. There is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for the Sweetwater area up towards Roby as well. So this is in effect until 8:45 p.m. with this cell. Let's take a closer look at this cell and where we're seeing this rotation. So tornado warning is just off to the southeast of Snyder, Hermleigh, up towards Enidale, excuse me, and then towards Sweetwater is where this is. But the tornado warning is just here in southeastern Scurry County between Dunn, Hermleigh, and Enidale. Let's take a look at the velocity signature on this. Good news, not super tight rotation and not seeing much in specifically Scurry County where this tornado warning is. Not really seeing much rotation. There is slight rotation near Sweetwater, but it's not under tornado warning. Sweetwater is not currently under tornado warning, but if you're in this area, definitely interior room away from windows and cover yourself and cover your head specifically. Also some rotation showing up here just off to the northwest of Roby, between Roby and Macaulay. Seeing this move on through towards the Hamlin area as well. So if you're up in this area, definitely want to be weather aware, definitely want to be in an interior room away from windows as this continues to push on off to the east and northeast. But specifically with this cell, let's take a look at the hail core as well, because that's also a threat. Damaging wind, large hail, and then that tornado threat as well. So right now, seeing that just off to the east of Colorado City, right along Route 20 here, moving on into Nolan County, off to the east of the Sweetwater area, so from Mitchell into Nolan County, seeing that hail core approaching Route 84. And this is pretty good size hail here. Let's take a look at what we're seeing here. Upwards of golf ball size hail. This is going to be pushing into Sweetwater. So if you're in the Sweetwater area, expect this storm with hail to be moving in over the next 15 to 20 minutes. So take a look at Doppler Radar once again. Hail core just off to the north, or pretty much right along Interstate 20. That tornado warning is in effect for southeastern Scurry County. We're not really seeing rotation in this, but if you're in this area, make sure to be weather aware in interior room. Take those tornado precautions just to be safe, but not seeing much rotation where the actual warning is. Surprised it's not a little bit further off to the southeast towards Sweetwater, but dealing with a severe thunderstorm warning right now for the Sweetwater area as this continues to push east-northeast with golf ball size hail likely to come right into Sweetwater over the next 20 minutes or so. So don't want to be traveling east of Colorado City, west of Abilene, between Colorado City and Abilene, Interstate 20. Want to avoid that area at all costs because they're pretty good thunderstorms here. Seeing that hail core continuing to strengthen. It's upwards of golf ball size headed into Roscoe and then eventually towards Sweetwater, Abilene. This continues down Interstate 20. It's going to be headed in your direction as well. Most of the activity northwest of Abilene up towards Roby. Also dealing with that severe thunderstorm warning up here into Haskell County. The entire county is included in this severe thunderstorm warning. Hail core moving through Haskell right now, upwards of quarter size, especially on the north side of town. This is going to be pushing on off to the east-northeast towards Throckmorton, and then more activity up to the north, even a tornado warning northwest of Wichita Falls. But back here in our area, the main concern is with this tornado warning right now in southeastern Scurry County, and then especially with the activity headed into Sweetwater. That's what the main threat right now is going to be golf ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. A tornado is also possible with this activity. Not seeing any confirmed reports, but definitely want to be on your tornado precautions right now. So once again, let's take a look real quick. People asking about San Angelo. We're quiet. We're not seeing any activity right now. Tracking some of the stuff off to the south and southwest to see if anything tries to develop and move towards San Angelo, much of the Concho Valley, but the area in the Concho Valley is relatively quiet. Not seeing any activity in the short term here. All the activity is up in the big country, mainly along and north of Interstate 20. So if you're north of our viewing area, that's where we're dealing with that activity. Also have a severe thunderstorm warning here in Midland right now. But Permian Basin in the big country is under the gun right now. Concho Valley is completely quiet. So once again, let's take a look at that velocity signature, see where that rotation is. Not seeing much, which is definitely some good news, but still want to be on the lookout because possible spin up is possible here. So we just got a new severe thunderstorm watch in effect for the big country, and that does include Abilene now, and that goes until 3 o'clock in the morning. So some rotation just off to the west of Sweetwater, watching that move on in. Rotation, not really seeing much of that. I think the hail threat is going to be the main concern if you're in Sweetwater. Let's switch on over to the hail. This continues with upwards of golf ball size hail, headed into Roscoe now, right along Interstate 20 between Lorain and Sweetwater. Sweetwater will be moving in over the next 15 minutes or so with that golf ball size hail can be expected as well. And if this continues to push down Interstate 20, you see Abilene sitting here as well. So that's the main concern right now. Some smaller hail, upwards of quarter size, just off to the east of Roby as well. And another hail core moving through Haskell as well. This looks like upwards of pea-size hail in Haskell. So the big storm is the one headed into Nolan County right now, headed towards Roscoe and eventually towards Sweetwater with golf ball size hail. And good news, no tornado, except there is a tornado warning once again for southeastern Scurry County. The activity and the rotation is pushed out of the warning box. Its main concern now is Roscoe and Sweetwater with the golf ball size hail expected. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning. It's in effect for this area, which includes Sweetwater, Roscoe, up towards Sylvester and Roby. So Nolan and Fisher counties, that's included in this severe thunderstorm warning. And this is going to push into the Abilene area. If we put a timeline on this, Sweetwater about 8:27, so pretty much like a few minutes here. Trent 9:03, Anson 9:15, Ty 9:40, coming to Abilene around 10 p.m. if this continues at the same speed and same strength as it currently is. So the main, if I zoom this out a little bit, you see where all the activity is located here. North of Interstate 20, northwestern Big Country. This whole area is now included in a severe thunderstorm watch until 3 a.m. So we're watching these counties specifically, severe thunderstorm warning Haskell County, Nolan and Fisher counties as well, and then Colorado City here in Mitchell County. This is pushing away from you. Same thing with this tornado warned box here, the red. It is now moving away from that warned area and into Fisher and Nolan counties. So this is going to continue to push off to the east-northeast at 25 miles an hour. If it continues at the speed, it'll come into Abilene right around 10 o'clock. And Concho Valley remains dry and quiet, nothing going on. We're tracking possibly more development, but most of it's going to stay to our northwest over the next few hours. Quick recap here. Golf ball size hail likely along Interstate 20, headed into Roscoe now. We'll be headed into Sweetwater over the next 15 to 20 minutes as it continues to barrel down Interstate 20. So if you know anyone in Sweetwater, Abilene, don't get on the roads, don't drive. Abilene, you get on the roads, but don't drive on Interstate 20 westbound out of Abilene towards Sweetwater if you don't want to be in a hailstorm that continues to push on off to the east. Good news over the last few frames that hail has been weakening a little bit, but still upwards of golf ball sized, headed into Roscoe right now, and then eventually into Sweetwater. Okay, we got a new tornado warning. Hold on. Tornado warning now in effect for Fisher County here. This is the same storm. Let's jump over to the rotation on this. It's broad. Not seeing really any tight rotation with this. You see where the reds meet the greens. That's where we're seeing broad, very, very broad rotation with this. But a tornado cannot be, it's definitely capable of producing a tornado. According to National Weather Service, it's located near McCauley, 11 miles west of Hamlin, moving northeast at 15 miles an hour. So Rotation's broad, but it does have a possibility of producing a tornado. And this is going to push towards Hamlin, Pastura, and up towards Stamford. It continues at its pace off to the northeast at about 15 miles an hour. So let's put storm track on this. It's going to go this way, 15 miles an hour. We'll put it in Hamlin at about 8:50, Pasteur 9:30, Stamford at about 10:10, Haskell towards 11 p.m. That's the rotation, though. It's moving off to the northeast at 15 miles an hour. Hopefully it does not stay as strong as it is for the next 2.5 hours, but that is the motion that it's currently headed towards right now. So once again, Fisher County until 9 p.m., pushing towards Hamlin. So I'm surprised this warning is not a little bit further off to the east. It seems these are a little lagging a little bit, but be on the lookout. Tornado precautions, McCauley into Hamlin. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing that tornado, moving on off to the northeast towards Hamlin, towards Pastura, and then eventually up towards Haskell as well. And we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning just issued for the Anson area in north central Jones County here. But that's in effect until 9:30 p.m. So what we're seeing is the main threat with these are going to be 60-mile-an-hour winds, hail upwards of 0.75 inches. It's about golf ball size. And this is going to be headed towards Anson over the next 30 minutes or so. This is going to continue to push into Jones County. Severe thunderstorm. According to the National Weather Service, upwards of penny-sized hail for Anson, winds of 60 miles an hour as this pushes off to the east and northeast at about 25 miles an hour. So slow movers, heavy rainfall, lots of lightning. Can't rule out some flash flooding as well, as a lot of rain falls in a short period of time. And hail and damaging winds are the main concern. You can't rule out that isolated tornado as well. So once again, northern Fisher County here, in effect until 9 p.m. tornado warning. Weak rotation, but it could tighten up as it heads towards Hamlin. So Hamlin, Nienda, and up towards Stamford is where this cell is headed towards next. Back off to the south, still tracking that severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Mitchell County and Fisher and Nolan County, actually headed out of Mitchell County into Fisher and Nolan County until 9:15. That includes Sweetwater, and we're seeing upwards of golf ball size hail right now in Roscoe, and it will continue to push along Interstate 20 into Schaffler and Sweetwater within the next 15 minutes. So away from windows, interior room, want to be as far from the outdoor as many walls in between you and the outside. Sorry, I'm reading a spotter report at 7:47. It was reported there was a tornado. That was the report in Scurry County, which was under a tornado warning earlier, 4 miles southwest of Hermleigh. A spotter confirmed a tornado with this cell. So once again, take a look at the storms ongoing right now. Severe thunderstorm warnings. So this is west of Abilene, Roscoe, Sweetwater, about to get hit with a hailstorm upwards of golf ball size with this. Northwest of Abilene, tornado warning now in effect for Fisher County. These storms have a history of producing tornadoes, so you have to be on the lookout. Rotation does not seem very tight. It seems broad, but we cannot rule out a tornado with these cells as they continue to push eastward and northeastward. So Abilene, not under the gun right now. The next hour you will be quiet, but this is headed in your direction, especially by the time we get towards about 9:30 or 10 o'clock. Anson, seeing that activity continue to push on off to the east and northeast as well. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect, and we're watching for this rotation near Hamlin. So all north of Interstate 20. If you're south of Interstate 20, you're not seeing any activity, and we are quiet at the moment. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect for the big country now until 3 a.m. Not seeing any rotation into Sweetwater. That's good. Just watch out for that hail. This is where the tornado warning is, up towards McCauley and Hamlin. Not really seeing any type rotation. That's some good news, but Hamlin, Nienda, Radium, just off to the west-northwest of Anson. Be on the lookout for a possible tornado. Once again, tornado warning in effect until 9. Not seeing it at the time being. Does not mean we cannot form one. So we're going to watch this carefully. This will push on off to the northeast towards Hamlin, Sagerton, and Stanford over the next 20 to 30 minutes. So hail is the main concern with these, and damaging winds upwards of 60 miles an hour. Hail core right now, once again, headed into Roscoe. It is headed towards Sweetwater along Interstate 20. So do not drive out of Sweetwater. If you're in Sweetwater, interior room away from windows. Hailstorm inbound for you. Abilene, we're quiet. We're going to have much more on Abilene at Fox West Texas Live at 9, coming up in about 25 minutes here as it heads towards you. But for the time being, quiet, but it is headed in your direction, but won't get there for another hour, hour and a half. Sylvester, seeing some hail as well up towards McCauley. That's where that rotation was as well. So hail and an embedded tornado possible there, and also Haskell now moving away from the Haskell area, still seeing heavy rainfall. The hail core is now moving off to the northeast of Haskell. So the biggest hailstorm we have right now is in Roscoe, golf ball sized hail. That is headed towards Sweetwater. Got any reports? Comment on them. Text us 325-655-6006. Any photos as well, as long as you could do it in a safe manner. That's the most important thing. Don't want to be outside taking photos, getting into an interior room, and protect yourself and your family during these storms. This is the hardest of your weather season, and we're seeing this activity tonight, especially up in the big country, along and north of Interstate 20. Watching for an isolated storm in the Concho Valley, but we're not seeing any activity right now, and most of this is going to be limited to the big country, but we'll watch if anything changes. So Anson, hail headed your direction. Sweetwater, golf ball size hail knocking on the door within the next 15 minutes. Haskell, not under severe thunderstorm warning anymore, but still a strong storm pushing through you right now. Heavy rainfall, small hail, pea-sized hail pushing northeast of you, and then more activity out of our viewing area up to the north, seeing a tornado warning still in effect for Wichita County, near Wichita Falls and across the Red River. So a lot of activity this evening. We're tracking it. We'll keep you updated. Let's take a quick look once again before we let you go for a few minutes here while we get our final preparation for the show at 9. Not seeing any rotation with this. There is a tornado warning, though. Northeastern Fisher County up towards McCauley, towards Hamlin. There was some rotation with this. It's broad. It's more of a damaging wind threat and hail threats, but take it seriously as you would a tornado. Same thing for Sweetwater. I want to be in an interior room away from windows. Don't want to be out in this, even though we're not seeing much rotation. Hail can cause a lot of damage as well. So let's jump on the hail core real quick. Once again, headed towards Roscoe right now, or not towards Roscoe, it's in Roscoe. Golf ball size hail that is headed right along Interstate 20. Don't want to be driving on I-20 right now. That is going to head right towards Sweetwater over the next 10 minutes. And zoom out, see all this activity right now along and north of Interstate 20. Sweetwater under the gun. Anson about to be under the gun as well. Abilene, not to you yet. It is headed in your direction. Haskell, seeing some activity as well, not severe warning. And then Throckmorton, we're going to see that pushing towards you as well. All this activity pushing off to the east, northeast. And we're also tracking more stuff in the Permian Basin here that will eventually push east and northeastward as well. So we'll continue to track it. We'll have the very latest coming up about 20 minutes on Fox West Texas Live at 9. And if anything changes between now and then, we'll be sure to keep you updated. So stay with us. Stay on our Fox West Texas Facebook page. Tune in at 9 o'clock tonight for the very latest. And we're going to continue to keep you weather aware and safe this Tuesday evening, late April, right in the heart of severe weather.